So we move on into the Red Goddess division. You have My Fair Ladies taking on Black Desire. Again, I absolutely had a fun time watching this match. Like, again, I have really been turned around on Black Desire in a way to tie in all throughout this tag tournament because, yes, they have been using cheating. A lot of the OA ties still cheat, but the way they're using their cheating is quite inventive, and it's not everything they do like another faction that we tend to hate for cheating.
It's everything is evil faction.
No, it's just they do a lot of really fun. They're really good in-ring quality that some of the wrestlers as part of House Torture are. It just the cheating is not the only thing they're about. They have so much more to them, and this match was so much fun because My Fair Lady, who again are sitting with 0 points, they just seem like they're desperate to get a win. But again, this match was not going to be it because at the end, Black Desire hits what I almost thought was an assisted end of days style move because they had the feet up on Asuka and she lifts up the feet and then swings them down and it came down almost like an end of like a reverse end of days into like more of a like a sidewalk slam. I guess and it's just a sidewalk slam is more or less what
I wrote that down too. I was like, I was confused with the crossover there. Yeah.
and then Momo hits the Dude Buster. I can't remember what she calls it because I know it's not the peach one. It's another move, but she hits essentially the Dude Buster on Mai and gets the win. And like sadly for My Fair Lady, they still haven't been able to point at all in this tournament.
That disappoints me. I like being able to see the teams at least have one win in each tournament kind of thing. I feel like My Fair Lady is starting to run out of people that they could potentially win to. That being said, if they do get 2 points, who are they going to get it against, and who are they really going to piss off?
What I was thinking is being like going up into the final couple nights coming up here soon. They could possibly play spoiler to a top tag team in the end. Like they could really, if they get a win at the end and upset a team that's in contention, they could be playing spoiler, which I do like to see sometimes. Like eliminated teams, like you got to have. There's always gonna be eliminated people and teams. I like seeing them play spoiler in these kind of tournaments. So.
Yeah, we usually see it more in the individual tournaments like the G1 and stuff like that. This is very interesting, and I like I said, I would like to see them at least get at least 1 point, maybe get to a time limit draw or something. The one thing that I want to add that I absolutely loved about this match was the jump start at the beginning. It's usually the way to tie doing the jump starting, but Mai Sakurai and Lady C hitting the ring and attacking Black Desire before they'd even disrobed. I actually love that. I thought it was very smart for them. And I think it's just a show of the evolution of the two of them working together.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person, I skip a lot of the entrances. So I was like fast forwarding to the point and like I showed them getting in the ring, so I clicked ahead at about another 30 seconds, and there's already fighting. I'm like, whoa, and I have to back it up. I'm like, whoa, I missed something here. Because usually, because again, the entrances, and then there's usually like 2 minutes of like ring announcer intro. So I try to skip to that so I can get to the match. And boy, did I mess up there. What the heck was that? All right, we're going to move on to back to the Blue Goddess division, where we have WaKaWild and 7-Up again. Yes, I've become a very big fan of the 7-Up team. Again, I was not a fan of Nanae before this. I wasn't really interested in watching her in her singles matches, but you put her in this tag team with you, I think she becomes a lot more interesting because you got that playoff of you and the team she's working with. But this match was, holy crap, Waka getting the shit kicked out of her. Like, she got start to finish. Like, Saki was in this a bit, but like Waka was in it for 90% of it and just kept getting beat the hell down.
This one's a hard one for me because I'm like you. I'm very much so on the 7-Up train.
You're like you?
I'm really, really. Yeah. No, not anymore. But yeah, I used to like I'm very big on the 7 Up right now, but this match, I almost looked at it and went, guys, she's new. Like, come on, that way you didn't have to wreck her day as much as you wrecked her day. Like, she needed to be taught. Obviously, every time that Waka's getting into the ring at this point in her career is a learning experience. Hell, anyone who gets into the ring at any point in their career, it's a learning experience. But Waka, I felt that this was a bit much. I felt it was too much. To the point where, like, I feel Saki carrying her out of the ring afterwards was more than appropriate because she probably needed it. There were points where Waka took a bump and she came back up, and I'm like, there are no lights in that.
Yeah.
That head
So
right
just
now.
just at the end of the match, you hit a huge spinning sidewalk slam on Waka. You then shotgun drop kicked her into the corner, then hit her with a cannonball to get a pin, but that was broken up by Saki. Saki should have just sacrificed Waka at that point. So this is where you
at the TV, stop breaking the pins, just let her fall.
So this is where you picks up Waka into a power bomb, then lifts her up into the last ride style, like straight up, and smashes her. Like I've seen power bombs, but she wrecked her into the mat, and then just puts her knee right. Yeah, and then just puts her knee right on the chest and like kneels on her to get the pin. So that, another like just that knee just being pushed right into the solar plexus. I can't feel good. And like you get to the pin and the win, and 7-Up gets 2 more points. Just in a pure dominant style match, just destroying Waka. And yeah, Saki literally put her on her back in piggyback style and walked her and carried her to the back.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't be surprised if Waka was unconscious at that point. Like, she didn't even try to kick out at the end. There would have been no point. Very dominant in this match. I don't think that Nanae got a lot of ring time in comparison, just like Waka got most of the time as opposed to Saki. What I did like, though, was that both Saki and Yuu at the beginning there, I don't know if you kind of felt that kind of tension between the two of them, both of them coming out double champions from other companies. So having that gold kind of dripped around them, I definitely felt that both of them were kind of like, I got 2 belts too.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah,
this match was, I don't know how to.
It was a beating.
Yeah, because it was just essentially a beatdown. It was like watching who's that local guy who usually gets beat down here? High Flyer, Jack. It'll come.
I don't know. There's a lot of people in this town that get beat up a lot. Like I know Irish gets beat up a lot. Yeah. So we're going to move on to the next match of the evening. It is in the Red Goddess division. It is the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champions, meltear, taking on the team of Natsupoi Tam Nakano, taking on We Love Tokyo Sports, Saki Kashima, and Fukigen Death. Again, I love the entrance from Tom and Nat in this. Like, just so beautifully done. They always do. I remember showing it to a friend of mine. I showed an entrance at one point to not this one, but another one from these two to one of my friends at work, and she's a cosplayer and gets and I didn't even send it because she's not a wrestling fan. I just showed her for the entrance, and she was absolutely blown away by the costuming and the choreography that these women do. And I am blown away every time they do one of these kind of entrances. And then they're lip syncing to it, they're dancing to it. It just looks so beautiful in the way they do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have to agree. It is one of my favorite things. I don't usually skip through the entrances of these girls. No. These are the girls I always have to watch.
I always watch the entrance for meltear.
But to have their magazine this time with
their
picture and Tai Chi on it when they were at the historic crossover show. I love
So I'm calling this match the battle of the physical media.
The cover girls.
Well, it was literally meltear with their magazines, and then We Love Tokyo Sports with their newspapers, and it was just a battle of the newspaper versus the magazines throughout the match. Mm-hmm. Like it was like just, but again, they were fighting like We Love Tokyo Sports. They stole the magazines from Tam, and then it was just there was a double team magazine shot. It's just funny. And it was just some funny stuff. But then there was some great stuff like Fuiken putting Nat in the camel clutch and then making her read the magazine, and like Nat's just like so excited to read about herself in the magazine.
Was it Nat or was it Tam?
I have it written as Nat. Oh, was it Tam? I have it written as Nat.
It was Tam, because she said something to the crowd, and the crowd reacted, and that was when she bumped her on the head.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wrote Nat in there for some reason. I just probably brain farted on that. But it was. Oh no, sorry. I was looking at notes, but that was where Fuiken's reading the magazine and does the senton onto Natsupoi.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yeah. Sorry, but there was a spot where Fuiken just had the camel clutch on Tam, and she's reading the magazine, and like Tam's just like so happy to read it. It was just absolutely cute spot.
Yeah, I have to agree. Were you doing the same thing that I was at points of the match when they were actually like sword fighting with the things making lightsaber noises? Because that's what I was doing.
I did, and as a Star Wars fan, I did not. I was just enjoying the crap that they were having a magazine and newspaper battle.
We'll have to turn that into a reel for Instagram or something. The one spot that I really appreciated with Fukigen, actually, besides the newspaper spots that she's so much known for, she deviated from her regular speech. She's kind of almost like Groot. She always says the same, death, Fukigen death. We got a brainbuster death in this match, and I popped for that.
Yeah, we did. And yeah, there were some great spot, yeah. At the end, Tam Nakano did hit a backdrop on Fukigen Death and not hit the Ferial Gift splash for the pin and the win, which is the like almost like a half corkscrew, just moonsault, I want to call it.
Sparkle splash.
Sparkle, like Alexa was a sparkle splash, but yeah, she calls it the Ferial Gift splash, and she gets the pin and the win. And afterwards, Tam and Nat took the newspaper from Saki and Fuki, and like wouldn't give them back, and they're fighting over it. And Saki gets, I think one of them got the magazine and like ripped it up, and then you could see, and like, or both magazines got ripped up, and like Tam and Nat are like collecting the papers afterwards to like save their magazine. It was cute. It was a cute finish.
Did you see the part where the ref picked up the small little piece when they're sitting there triumphant and hands it to them, and they're just like, why?
Yeah, that was funny.
The perfect end.
Yeah.